President-elect Joseph Robinette Biden's first 100-day plan for getting in office. Shouldn't really be surprising that it's a big pile of dog shit, but it is. So here it is on Twitter. This is from the 8th, and today's the 10th, so from a couple days ago. Today I'm announcing key COVID-19 priorities for the first 100 days of my administration. Everyone wears a mask. 100 million vaccinations. Reopen the majority of schools. With these steps, we can change the course of the disease and change life in America for the better. Joseph Robinette Biden. You notice what's missing there? Anything to do with helping people out financially. Again, tens of millions of people have lost their jobs. No fault of their own because of the economic crisis that's also happening during this public health crisis. Nothing about emergency UBI. Nothing about eviction moratoriums. Nothing about canceling student loan debt. Nothing about hazard pay. Survival checks. Nothing. This is his fucking... Again, it's not surprising, but it's just so disgusting to see that this is what the fucking establishment did everything they could to prop up to make sure he was the nominee instead of Bernie Sanders. Just this neoliberal fucking corporatist, centrist, warmonger. Getting people to wear masks isn't going to keep them in their fucking homes, Joe Biden, if there's no eviction moratoriums. And again, like every crisis, every economic crisis crash that we have in this country, because of capitalism, it's always the most vulnerable and marginalized who feel the majority of the negative consequences as a result. And we see this now with, COVID deaths happening, or you're more likely to die from COVID if you're, a person of color. You're more likely to, probably... just all these structural issues. It's just fucking disgusting. And then we have Joe Biden, his fucking 100-day plan. Wear a mask, vaccinate people, reopen the schools. That's not going to improve the material conditions of people, Joe Biden. Again, it shouldn't be surprising because Joe Biden has decades-long record of just being a fucking shitty person, a shitty politician. This is just another example of that. I mean, let's check out some of these comments so you kind of see where my perspective is. It's disgusting. Okay, bootlicker. We're so happy. Let's see. Mask up. Well, nothing of interest here from these perspective. But nothing, it's just how disgusting. Nothing to address the material conditions of people who are suffering out right now. While billionaires are more wealthy than they have ever been, the 650 billionaires in the U.S. have increased their wealth by $1 trillion fucking dollars, while tens of millions of people in the U.S. have lost their jobs and slipped into poverty. And this is all that fucking Joe Biden can vomit up. Let's see what other kind of dog shit he's saying. Yeah, General Austin sits on the board of fucking Raytheon. Yep, some great diversification there. Oh, man. What else? Trash. More trash. Yep. Again, nothing of substance. It's all build back better, whatever the fuck that is. I guess his campaign team took that from Boris Johnson in the UK. Build back better. Just these completely useless, pointless, meaningless platitudes while not addressing the material conditions of people in the U.S. right now, which are huge. I mean, yes, in a sense, it's a tiny bit better than Trump because he's not telling people to not wear masks. He's encouraging mask wearing. Yes, that's good. But again, masks aren't going to help you keep you in your fucking home when you're getting kicked out because you lost your job 9 months ago, haven't been able to find another one, and the government has done fuck all to help you, you know? I mean, for fuck's sake, really, like, an executive order that Joe Biden could actually sign that would be helpful, cancel all fucking student loan debt. But he has a measly fucking means-tested neoliberalism to its core, means testing student fucking debt relief. That's Joe Biden. All right, let's listen to this dog shit.
What happens to the American people? I know we've all had a lot of sleepless nights this year. So many of you staring at the ceiling tonight, worrying, "My God, what happens?"
Yeah, and they're not. I'm sure it's gonna make them feel a lot better, Joe Biden, when you said, "I'm gonna mandate people wear a mask and try to get people vaccinated, but I'm not gonna." I'm not advocating for emergency UBI. I'm not going to cancel your student loan debt. I don't even want everybody to have health care. But, yeah, I can commiserate. You're looking up at the ceiling at night. Yeah, we're both in the same boat here. Shut the fuck up, man.
Strikes my family. What happens if I lose my insurance?
And you're not for Medicare for all, so shut the fuck up.
What happens? Am I going to be okay? Is my family going to be okay?
Not with you as president. Working class is still getting left behind. That was true if Trump was president or if Biden was president.
All I can tell you is the truth. We're in a very dark winter.
Dude, you're so fucking full of shit. You lie about all kinds of things.
Things may well get worse before they get better. A vaccine may soon be available.
Look at in that totally fitting for this neoliberal centrist that is Joe Biden. Yeah, let's focus on the vaccine instead of actually addressing people's material conditions by showing the government can actually help them out by, these survival checks or emergency UBI or Medicare for all or canceling student loan debt. Canceling student loan debt is actually something Joe Biden can do with literally sign his fucking name, student loan debt gone. As well as stuff around marijuana as well. I mean, there's a lot he could actually do with executive orders. Of course, he's not going to do, and that's the exact reason he is president-elect and not Bernie Sanders, because he's willing to stand. He's a stand for the status quo, and he will do the bidding of the corporations and the capitalist class.
Level with one another.
You're a piece of shit. How about that?
Longer than we would like to distribute it to all corners of the country.
And not everybody's going to want to take that fucking vaccine, understandably so, especially with these vulnerable and marginalized groups who have been literally infected with disease by the U.S. government. Tuskegee fucking experiment, for example, okay?
How it gets started off between now and the time I'm sworn in. We'll need to persuade enough Americans to take the vaccine. Many of them have become very cynical about it.
Yes, as they should.
It's daunting.
Be really useful giving people fucking cash, being able to keep people in their homes, giving them health care, canceling medical debt, canceling student loan debt. Ain't offering any of that, just all this fucking bullshit tweaks around the edges that don't actually get to the root of the problem. And again, that is the exact reason why the Democratic establishment propped Joe Biden up. Imagine if we had Bernie fucking Sanders up there using the bully pulpit to just go after day how we need Medicare for all, how it saves money, how it saves lives, how it's the moderate position. It's radical to actually not support Medicare for all because you're okay with tens of thousands of people dying, people going tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people going bankrupt each year because of medical debt. The Republicans, the corporate Democrats that are against Medicare for all, they're okay with people dying, going bankrupt. It also saves the country money. Those are the fucking radicals. I'm the moderate. I'm the one who wants you to have health care so you don't die and go bankrupt. Imagine if we had him up there and Bernie Sanders, day fucking one, I'm canceling student loan debt. with my little fucking signature. Bernard Sanders, boom, student loan debt's gone. Instead, we got this fucking Jesus. And again, you shouldn't be surprised by this, but it's just so disgusting. The supposed Democratic Party is supposed to be the party for the working people, right? That's obviously in reality has not been true since at least probably the late 70s, if not sooner. But for fuck's sakes, as Chomsky always says, or I have heard him say at least on a couple times, we have two right-wing parties in the fucking United States. There's no party for the people. There is no party that represents the needs of the working class. They're both completely bought and paid for by special interests.
But I promise you that we'll make progress starting on day one. We didn't get into this mess quickly. It's going to take time to fix.
Yeah, and what you're proposing ain't going to fix dog shit, bud.
But we can do this. That's the truth. And tell you the truth is what this...
Do you know that Kamala Harris, I guess Vice President-elect Harris, signed on to Bernie Sanders' legislation earlier in the year that was calling to give everybody in the U.S. $2,000 checks for the duration of this economic crisis. You hear Vice President-elect Harris talking about that shit now? Of course not.
Vice President-elect Harris and I will
And then he just mentioned it.
straight from the shoulder.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the toughest challenge America's ever faced. One of them.
And you're not doing anything to fucking address the material conditions of people right now. A plurality, I would say, of the U.S. is really struggling and hurting right now. And you're offering people crumbs at best. Again, you're not even talking about UBI, stimulus, which should be called survival at this point, canceling student loan debt. You're for doing a small chunk of that, means testing it because you're fucking just fucking trash, dude. The U.S. is just a fucking shithole country with those people we have in power in this system.
That we can overcome.
All right, there's fucking Robinette Biden. Complete fucking dog shit. Complete and utter dog shit. 100-day agenda. Fucking mask mandate. 100 million vaccinations. And reopening a majority of schools. So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Those are my thoughts. Share yours down below. Peace. Much love.